Thornbridge Manor, the Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral.
This is a private area, sir.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
That's a bit excessive.
Find out what that was.
Considering the fact
That's
that I've got
affirmative.
no less than 2 routes to get inside the house unseen.
We know what we're doing, sir. Don't worry about that.
Great.
What's this? No, you can't be here, mister. I'm getting...
Wake up! Act like you give a shit! We've got a trespasser here.
But he was such a gentleman. Gave me the coat and all. Rosie, you need to forget about. No use to the family.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
You assume too much, Madame Carlyle. The crime scene, if such exists, is never where I begin.
Do as you wish. However, I expect a result in a timely fashion. Fernsby will take over from here.
I'm Mr. Fernsby, the butler. I will try to assist you as best I can. Where would you like to start your investigation, sir?
Where's the family? I like to prime the suspects a bit.
Madame Carlyle's family members are all on this floor. Maybe start in the sitting room, if you'll follow me. In, this way. Priming, you say.
Hey?
Priming, you say.
Hmm? Awesome.
Priming, you say. That sounds interesting.
It's like planting seeds that will grow into a bear. You are bold, not easily faced, self-controlled, and always a step ahead. All qualities a murderer would benefit from.
He plays the strings of
I
my
wouldn't
heart
know,
with that
I'm
piano.
afraid.
I can feel the hair on my neck stand.
Please do come and find us. We're ready to respect the Christ.
Just one second. Is that burnt leather? I can smell on you. Unusual.
Come on!
You have strong feelings for Thornbridge Manor.
I beg your pardon?
An unusual connection to the place, even though you married into the family.
I do not. I mean, it is my husband's ancestral grounds. Of course I care, but what are you insinuating?
Just an observation.
Gregory, don't
That's gonna hurt!
Knock someone out like that, you better be ready to pay the consequences. Please! I need help! Huh? Ah! Over there! Where'd he go?
Keep it cool.
You see him?
Keep calm and no one will get hurt. Vigilant!
Go to the fist fight. Whoa. Somebody help!
If you're dressed like a detective for the city, you might as well act a detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Gregory, don't
What a marriage. Splendid dynamics between the two. Loaded with conflict, unsaid fears and desires.
We don't have any extra fuses.
I could just stare all
Ethel
day.
looked everywhere.
got to be kidding. No power, no work.
What are you up to, houseboy? I'm getting really fed up with you. I will call security. Holy shit!
I'll finish setting up, and then we'll wrap it just before you call down the temperature.
Good. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Hands off the body!
Let's do this the right way, okay? Put up your hands and no one gets hurt.
Okay, that's it. Stay right there.
Hey! You need...
Zulu, take point. Roger that. Everything clear here.
Really?
Wow. What's that? Someone should go and see. Now.
Loud and clear.
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
I'd say a lot of keys around. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific. Do you have a fun keychain on it or anything?
Oh, oh, just a regular...
Can't help you.
Can you just help me look? It must have fallen out of my pocket when I was helping with the wine.
Well, I'm sure it'll turn up.
It's just... and a banana in there.
I'll let you know if I find it.
Mary is so upset. She's never seen a dead body before.
Life can be tough sometimes.
And that detective asked to come to Something's off. Pruitt got word his motion was rejected. We all signed the bloody thing 4 days ago. He said it was finalized, but then how can it be withdrawn?
Just wait a few days. I received the poll
That
token for the
is
Northern
Alexa Carlyle,
London.
Mr.
unofficial
Fernsby,
leader of the
I'm ready to
Provenance
see the
Partners,
crime scene.
and
Very
last
well,
one
Mr.
to be
If
alive.
you'll follow me, sir. Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of
wonder
Mr.
what
Zachary,
you would do.
Madame Carlyle's younger brother.
Attack?
He was found dead in his bed this morning.
Close the
The
gate.
door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside.
Hey, whoa. Space bubble, buddy.
Shit! Ah! Ugh!
I think the crime scene has more clues, 47. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
I am there.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm
Just
done
keep
with
calm.
the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive
All right,
until
there.
this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not
Listen,
have
if
an
I
alibi.
shoot you, no one will ask
I was
any
alone
questions.
in my
so
office
piss off, will
at
ya?
the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
This is very useful information, 47. So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe.
Patrick Carlyle.
May I suggest you
Can you
ask
tell
the
me where
suspects
you
for
were
alibis?
yesterday evening?
Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for
It's
clues
that
first?
sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, How the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
Patrick token to Madame Carlisle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Oh, of course.
Gregory Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Emma Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
Rebecca Carlisle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Hey, how are you?
stop pacing? For God's sake, Emma.
Why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's not you. That's what it is.
And happy.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help? You always led by example rather than by words and meaningless gestures. Like hugs and encouragement. Just a simple spontaneous caress, what a difference that would have made. Right. I clearly remember when I was 5. I climbed a tree and could not make my way down. I was scared and called out for help. Of all people, you heard me, and when you saw me, you climbed the tree. I was relieved that help had finally arrived.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that's
Yeah, hey, bro.
upstairs. Why do you think he's here?
I think solicitors are mother's favorite kind of people. Can't remember ever having a family Imagine a scandal in the first all the summer.
Sup?
With a handsome face like that, I bet you've worked with a lot of...
I should get back to you.
Right,
Right, yeah.
sorry.
The decency and self-respect. It seems someone's in a charitable mood today.
Hey!
We've got Priest Chamberlain with us in the studio today.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Hello there, sir.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Oh. Huh? What the heck was that?
Oh, come on!
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist?
Is that? Please stand back. I'll pick it up.
Okay, yeah. Got you.
Oh, come the fuck on. Really?
Damn.
What?
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
closer.
Careful, sir. Sorry, a moment. Mother apologized.
In my own time.
Right, let's get started. I want to keep this short. I know you have a lot of questions. Some I will answer now. The rest will have to wait. First, Zachary's sudden death is a great tragedy, but also a great inconvenience, as it happened just now. I'm dealing with the situation in a discreet and efficient way, and I expect your cooperation in all related matters. Secondly, the arranged funeral event tomorrow will take place as planned. No one can know that I am still alive. I expect you all at your... It comes late for most of you, but this is a chance for you to show what you are made of.
What next? Oh, that's got style. You only know.
Any updates, Fernsby?
Nothing to report.
Not now, Rebecca. I thought I made that clear.
Yes, now. Something's really wrong. I started digging and I could see that a lot of our mandates are hoping for the vaults in London. But only one of two. You need to explain. Hoping for the banknotes. Just the contingency measure. I doubt you'll need it. Back off and trust that I'm in control. I have contingency plans and will make sure that you get information, useful, factual information when I have it. But for now, I need time to focus.
Business as usual, then. You are cold, Mother. And alone. By choice.
I demand that you return my call ASAP. Sending a junior attorney is gross negligence of your responsibility.
I've received more information about your situation.
Mr. Ford, we can't talk here. Go back to your office. I will be there shortly.
Your discretion is appreciated.
A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing? Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Too much of a mess. May I add that the
Rosie,
undertaker,
tell me
Mr.
what you did
Bass,
last night.
is not
I'm in
happy
trouble,
about
aren't I?
putting on a pretend funeral.
I-
He's worried about his
I
reputation.
spent the
if it
evening
gets
with
out.
Patrick.
Yes, I expected as much.
We met after
So
dinner
last
and I
strange
went home
days.
at 1 in the morning.
I suppose we'll never get an
He said
explanation.
he needed someone
It's
real
not our
to
place
talk
to question
to.
Madame Carlyle.
No.
When he
you
looks
mind
at you,
taking
makes
a few
you feel
steps
like the
away from
center
me,
of the
please?
universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad.
You'll be fine, Robbie. Kids are great.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
Poor thing.
Alexa back from the dead, a make-believe funeral, a murder mystery. Oh, all too much.
painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't
I
write
trust
it
you'll have all
himself.
the trimming done by tomorrow.
Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
How are you?
All right there.
Hello, sir.
I shouldn't gossip, but that Emma woman is a tad too busy for my taste.
Tell me.
Elaine says she saw her on the top floor, stroking the door to Alexa's office.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I'm getting a headache from all the decisions. I mean, pram or stroller, comforter or not.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
How are you?
Yeah, hey, bro.
Hello, this is Cassandra Cox, Edward's ex-wife. I don't know what's going on at your house, but Edward is losing it again. He seems to believe that Alexa has come back from the dead, and that he has to write the eulogy for some make-believe funeral.
Can't be too careful. Part of the job.